So, in this video we are going to talk about Virtualbox and virtualizing. Basically, we are going to go through some of the features that Virtualbox has, what is it, Virtualbox, and we are going to go through a bit. Okay, we're not going to create a whole virtual machine, and we're not going super advanced or super deep into Virtualbox, but we are going to go through it a bit. Okay, so what's Virtualbox? Virtualbox is software to create virtual machines, which are emulated or virtualized whole computer systems that are running inside another computer system. Okay, and they are like in a container. It's not a container. We will see what containers are, but it's like in a box, and you can connect it to outside, and you can put different components, but everything is virtualized. Okay, nothing is physical. So it executes on physical components, but everything is virtual. Okay, it's emulated, virtualized, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and what does Virtualbox allows us to do? Well, another thing also, Virtualbox was open source, but now it's of Oracle. Okay, so for us it doesn't mean anything because right now it's free and still mainly free, but Oracle has also another virtualizing software which is called VMware, and we are going to see why I'm saying that, because after a while you will see it. Okay, we are going to create a virtual machine, so you can see the features that you can set up. Example, for instance, you can choose the platform. For us, it's not going to matter too much. We are going to say MacOS, for instance. In fact, for this, doesn't matter too much. The thing that it does matter is the 32 bits, 64, and stuff like that. Okay, because it's going to assign a CPU with different architectures. Okay. So that's important, the 32 and the 64. Okay, we are going to create a MacOS 64, for instance. You have to assign RAM memory to it. You should never assign more than the green zone, because it means that if you assign more, the host machine that the machine that it's really executing the virtual machine, it's going to be left with too less memory. Okay, so probably the host machine has to execute its own operating system, its own programs, etc. So it's going to need RAM memory also. Okay, so when you run the virtual machine, it's going to take 3 gigabytes or whatever, and if you set it up with 8 gigabytes, the host machine is not going to have enough RAM memory for its own, so it's not going to work. So the virtual machine is not going to work because the host machine doesn't work, and you have the loop. Okay, so try to always stay in the green zone. Okay, we are going to set it up with 2 gigabytes. Okay, you have to create a virtual hard disk, which really means that you are going to create a file or a set of files that is going to represent the hard disk in our hard disk. Okay, which with its own file system and everything. So we are going to create it. Okay, you need to choose the format. Basically, the format is just a matter of platform or virtualizing software rather than performance or stuff like that. But the thing is that VDI, it's the Virtualbox disk image format. VHD, it's the format of Microsoft, and VMDK, it's the VMware format. Okay, the VMware, it's the one that was originally the virtualization software of Oracle, and it's pretty expensive and it's pretty powerful, way more than Virtualbox, but it's privative. Okay, so we are going to stay with VDI. This is just a matter of compatibility. If you want to run this virtual machine in another platform, you can export you can use this hard disk in another platform, in the Microsoft platform or in the VMware platform. Okay, we are going to use Virtualbox. This is pretty important. Pretty means a lot. Okay, because of two reasons. When you set up a dynamically allocated hard disk, it means that if you say that it's going to, I don't know, if you say that its size is going to be 20 gigabytes or 100 gigabytes, the real file is going to grow dynamically, which means that if you are storing 1 gigabyte inside that virtual hard disk, its size it's going to be only 1 gigabyte, and when it grows, it will grow until maximum the size that you set. For instance, if I said I think 100 gigabytes at its max, but when there's only 1 gigabyte of files, it's going to take 1 gigabyte of files inside or hard drive. Okay. The thing is that as you are filling the hard disk, that file is going to grow dynamically. So it's going to be writing writing a bigger file, and it's going to be slower, a bit slower rather than the fixed size. Okay, but the fixed size is going to take the whole size, and after that it's going to fill the file with the data. Okay, you have to think about what do you need. Usually if it's only for testing or trying an example, dynamic, it's okay. If it's for something more professional or more important, fixed size. Okay, we are going to say, okay, 20 gigabytes. I'm going to create the hard drive. Okay, so we have our virtual machine. Okay, we said 2 gigabytes of RAM. We set the 20 gigabytes, and when we go to the settings, we're going to look at it, and you will see that it said some things about the system. It says 2 gigabytes, which is the boot order, the chipset. You remember the chipset from previous units. You can say how many cores it's going to have, this virtual machine. You can say if you want virtual acceleration, the display, how much video memory it's going to have, how many monitors it's going to have, also a lot of settings. Okay, a lot. But we are going to stop a bit at the network. Okay, the network is pretty important. So after this video, we are going to watch another video about the networking in VirtualBox. Okay.